Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today for Fellowship in the Word. I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. I wanted to bring something out to you today that I hope will be a help and a blessing to you. And I've entitled it, Creating Thirst. Creating Thirst. You and I have a responsibility, as you know, to create thirst in the people around us for the things of God, for spiritual things. Can I encourage you, especially as a parent, to be creating thirst in your children for the Word of God, for the way of God, and for all that He's doing and helping them to see how good of a God He truly is. A couple things here I wanted to jump into, but first of all, we see there's an indifference for water. Indifference. If we're not careful, people around us, they really just don't care. They really have just an indifference towards the things of God, an indifference towards the Bible, an indifference especially, we know today, for church. And we got to be creating a thirst for those people. I don't know if you have been around this before, but I've seen it firsthand with a rancher will go out and he'll take blocks of salt and he'll put them out there for the cattle, for the horses, whatever it is. And not the only reason, but one of the primary reasons is so that it'll create the thirst for those animals so they'll drink the necessary water that they need. And I thought that was so interesting to think about, that we ought to be doing just the same, creating a thirst in the people around us. Now, you know, in Deuteronomy chapter number 6, the father and the parent in particular is commanded to teach the children the Word of God. Teaching them. It says, talk of them when you're in your house. Talk of them when you walk down the way, etc. We're creating a thirst in the lives of those people, but there is an indifference for water, and we ought to be that example. Let me say secondly, though, there's the initiative to create the thirst. You and I have to take the first step of it. Now, I love the Bible. James 1:22 says, be what? A doer of the word and not a hearer only. So often, if you're like me, I'm a hearer of the word. I'm even especially a talker of the word, talking about it all the time. But do I do it? That's what the kids, that's what the coworkers, that's what the people around us are looking at. The initiative to create the thirst in the people around us. Luke 6:46, John 13:17, going on, talking about being a doer of the Word of God. Make the Bible come alive in your life. Allow it to. Thirdly, let me say this. There's the individual intake of the water. Just hit on this point very briefly, that our kids, and even especially the people around us, we cannot make them drink, right? We can't make them go to the water and drink it. We can't force it down their necks. They have to do it themselves. And everyone will give an account for their own life one day, won't they? So there's an individual intake. They stand on their own. And I love 3 John chapter 1, verse 4. John says what? He says, I have no greater joy than to hear my children walk in truth. Now, not only is he talking about his own children, but he's talking about his disciples, the people that he led to Christ, his followers. And he said, I have no greater joy than to hear them walk. Notice that. Not talk about it, not just talk about it on Monday, but they live it. They live it every day. They're walking in the truth. I hope that's true for you as well. But again, creating thirst. I hope that's a prayer of yours, and it helps us all. It convicts us all to walk the talk, doesn't it? Hope you have a good day, my friend. I hope that was a blessing to you, and we will see you here back next week. All right, God bless.